Hey, this is Edward Clue here at Mercedes-Benz of Portland, and today we're going to be taking a look at a 2017 Lexus LX570 that we have here. There she is. So walking up, all I have to do is just put my finger there and it already unlocks it and powers out the mirrors. Push to start. Big old traditional gear shifter, interestingly enough. And I don't know if you can make it out, but there is a little heads-up display right there. Now then, this beauty comes in black onyx with the black interior, and the front of the vehicle, I've heard a lot of different comments about it, but personally, I like the way this looks. It's a sharp-looking vehicle for not being a Mercedes-Benz. Comes with very modern-looking LED headlamps that have 3 bulbs in the fixture, as well as a little daytime running light strip down over there. Has the 360 camera mounted up front, and also appears to have the holographic Lexus plate, which would indicate that it has the smart cruise control features on it. Down below, it's equipped with very elegant and modern looking fog lights. It's kind of hard to see right now, but also I turned the blinkers on so you can kind of see they really project a sharp image. They're little lines of LED strips that will illuminate in the orange turn signal color on both sides, and it just gives it a really sharp look up front, and it also turn marker on the mirrors as well. On the back, it also looks very impressive. It's got a very aggressive stance. I love the way that it looks when I'm driving behind one in traffic, but also the turn markers, once again, LED on the back, 3 little bulbs on each side, as well as the LED strips for the taillights that run along here that look very sharp, as well as they even sprang for the LED license plate illumination lights too, which it's a subtle detail, but I really like the way it looks at night. Now, getting back to the safety features, it obviously has the blind spot monitoring in the side mirrors, as well as it has the very interesting backup camera that obviously has the dynamic turning lines when you turn the steering wheel, but also it has the 360 camera aerial view simulation, which is, golly, I just really appreciate it when it's on a vehicle, especially a bigger one like this that's a little bit more like a tank and how it handles. You're really able to feel your way around with the camera system a lot easier than if you're just, trying to look over and size it up with your eyes. It has a premium Mark Levinson stereo system with a lot of bass that's just built in from the factory. And then as far as comfort features, this thing is loaded with them. Just comfort and convenience features. You obviously have, little subtle things that I appreciate, like an analog clock in the dash, but also you're going to have not only a heated driver and passenger seat, but they're also both 3-stage ventilated seats as well. And then if it's, say, wintertime, you actually have a option for the heated steering wheel. Then this thing is an off-road behemoth, because not only does it have a lot of driving features for on the road, like obviously having the drive and then sport mode where you can manually up and down shift it, but it also has all these off-road 4-wheel drive customization features where you can really control how the vehicle is going to handle. And it really just reminds me of a lot of the more classic Toyota Land Cruisers that would come out with features very similar to this. And I like that they've stayed in touch with that. It comes with a map navigation feature that it comes with this really cool little touchpad that you control with your fingers, as well as the controls for it. There's an enter button on the side. It kind of reminds me of a mouse pad on a computer. Driver's side obviously has 3 setting memory seats. And then coming around to the back, it actually has, you'll really like this, 2 separate television screens. You also have little window shades for if you're having little ones ride in the back, as well as something I don't see very often. You actually have a power motorized seat adjuster for the middle row. Before I forget to mention, the center of the second row actually has a fold down armrest that actually enables you to see not only heated seats but also ventilated seats for both driver and passenger side, as well as dual climate control for the rear seat, which is unbelievable on a car that costs less than $100,000. Then that brings us to the back. This one was formerly owned by an Oregonian that took it upon themselves to get the custom license plates to match the badging of the vehicle, which I really love. And then when we open it up, it actually has the ability for power open clamshell tailgate, but right now they just had it turned off, and I have not the chance to play with the settings to actually turn it back on. But I noticed that even the lower end of the clamshell on the tailgate will come down really gracefully. And then that brings us to how Lexus has been making third rows like this for a while, where they fold up to the side instead of folding down into the cargo area. And what's even more interesting is now they've added these automatic controls for them where they're really slick and easy to use. So to give yourself an option of either sixth or seventh seat, you press one of these buttons over here on the side and it will power lower the seat and drop it into place. And then it gives you this cord here, which is magnetic to hold it in place, but you can pull on the cord and it'll lift the seat up. And then once the seat's in place, how you get in it is even slicker. All you do is you drop this seat and then this whole thing will fold forward, so you have a huge opening for the little ones or even adults that can climb all the way back there and ride comfortably. Since it's getting dark, I may as well mention that the running boards do actually have nice smooth little LED illumination lights on them. One of the last things that brings me to is underneath the hood. This has a very elegant looking engine cover over it, and it's a naturally aspirated V8 5.7 liter Lexus engine that creates 383 horsepower or 403 pounds-feet of torque, which is very impressive for a non-turbo traditionally aspirated engine. One last thing that I think is really cool on these is they have these touch to illuminate LED head fixtures where all you really do to turn them on is you just touch it with your finger like it's a smartphone. As well as, it doesn't have a super impressive sunroof, but I think with everything else going on, it's still a magnificent vehicle. And really that brings me to the last thing that I can really bring up is you have to see the way this drives. So I really look forward to meeting you, and I really look forward to you seeing the way this vehicle drives.